just going to make it again. I'm just going to make it again because it's a bit shit. I haven't even watched the last one back. I'm pretty certain it was shit, but no one ever knows because it's gone. So today, I didn't quite get everything I wanted to do done. A little bit less progress than I'd hoped, but that doesn't matter because I've got everything planned and I know what I'm doing. There's about 26 tabs open on my computer, all at different stages. And I'll have something done. I messaged the guy, he's given me a task, and it is, I can see why, not that he's given me a shit job to do. What he's given me is a job to do that's probably impossible to do in the midst of doing a working day. Because it's just time consuming and it needs to be sat down and gone through, really. Because it was one of those, well, hang on, there's lots and lots of similarity, this, that and the other. So it's the sort of thing you just want to give to someone and spend like a whole entire day on it or something like that. And obviously I've not done that because it didn't start till lunchtime. But I've been working in little stints and doing little jobs and whatever. Got my training done, went on the decks. I've had to be like quite strict with myself. Like when I tidied my room earlier, I had to make a video. And I had to make a video about my foot because I phoned the surgery, the clinic, the fracture clinic, because they'd emailed me. And it was because I had to make a video and walk around the room. I ended up tidying my whole room and I got quite ADHD during that time. Executive functioning all over the place, what am I doing, this and the other. So I commentated on what I was doing. I called myself the organism. Like, the organism is collecting rubbish because the rubbish needs collecting, and the rubbish that has been collected is now deemed to be collected rubbish because it's collected by the rubbish collector whilst he was collecting rubbish. And I just kept saying permutations of rubbish collection and collecting rubbish because I had to remind myself that that's what I was doing, because otherwise I stopped collecting rubbish and I picked something else up and then I go, oh, there, and it's I end up moving things around because I pick them up and I put them down again because I'm not doing that yet. And I literally have just moved a cup across the room and that sort of stuff. And so I was getting like that, and then it was like, weirdly enough, I've been saying my messenger's been quiet for ages, and then for me it's like, blimey, 5 in my inbox. But I've had to kind of say, no, do messages in a minute, because if I do one, I want to open all of them. And there's been a few times like that where there's like, sort of not many, but like 3 or 4 messages, and it's, again, I'm like training my brain. Don't just keep being automatical and just go, they've messaged, I'll just talk to it, because it's trying to get my head into a focus and keep it there. And just keep it there. And that's what the commentating's about and all that. And just keep cycling it over in my head. But then because I've then said I'm going to read my messages later, and then don't know when that is because I haven't finished doing this. And it was quite a lot like that for a lot of the day. But that's all right, because like I said, it's like I've still eaten well. That hasn't dropped off. I've been in a fairly decent, nothing's dropped off as I've had more to do. And I've fitted in all my stuff. I've done a really good workout. I did a little live video on that, just because I felt like it. I just adapted an exercise and I just put it out there. A couple of people watched it, I think. It's just nice. I don't want loads of people to watch it, of course I do, but it doesn't matter if they don't. I feel really happy if anyone's watched anything I make on a video. So like, oh, I've got 9. that make me happy a lot of the time. If you're popular, you wouldn't understand. I'm not popular. I'm well known. I am. I'm well known. I'm remembered. Fucking right, I'm remembered. What else? It's nice. It was nice to just feel like I'm doing something. Be prepared for doing something. I'm not going to make videos tomorrow about it. I'm just going to get on. I know exactly what I'm doing. The other good thing is I got the surgery phoned. I arranged my Reiki appointment. That was quite a few emails, and I've been paid that. So that's happening on Wednesday next week. I think I've got one more email to read from her, actually. What else did I do? There was something else. So I got sorted. And I don't know, I didn't feel like super busy, but I didn't feel, apart from that little lull where I was a bit, But that's kind of like my sort of 1 till 4 just seems a really difficult time for me. And, you know, I kept wanting to go and train, and I was going to do a bit of that in a minute. And it's like, I missed a whole sort of 2-hour slot that I was going to be doing some of the charity work. That's all right. Because I've cleared the backlog of everything else, I'm now going to wake up in a pretty much tidy room. I don't think there's enough washing in the washing basket to need doing. I know where so much more of my stuff is. I really do. So, you know, I've been waking up, what is it? It's about 10:30, 11:15 now. I'll probably be asleep before midnight, which means I'll be awake at about 5, half 5. I can have my morning mooch. See if anyone's watched this. And I'll be straight on with it. I'll be straight on with it. Oh, that was, you know, I got my admin. I did some adminning because I'm an important adminer now. So really, I think I'm just be like treated a little bit more importantly, really. I'm admin. Don't worry, admin's here. Admin are going to sort everything out. But no, that's another message I've got to reply to. The guy for my radio show, I sent him the mix that I'd sort of done a kind of a studio recording master of, but this guy's someone who knows about mastering, and masterers don't like non-masterers doing mastering. They just say basically you squash everything up. If you put your compressors on it, you squash everything together, and I can't do anything with it. So I'd rather you just left it alone, even if it's like really strong or whatever. And so I just sent him the dry. So I said, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do what the thingy records, but they're horrible for me. To put them into Ableton, they're like massively fat. Although this one wasn't. I adjusted I found a little record level thing on the computer that isn't on the unit. So I think that's why my mixes have been really fucking distorted. But he said it was fine. He said it was absolutely perfect. He said it was really, really good signal, really clear, plenty to work with. He said, I'm just doing it now. It sounds good. So that's ready to rock. I've recorded an intro just to see if it works. He was saying you get a microphone, you can record an intro. And I said, well, I was speaking to him. I said, well, my phone saves them as well. It's not an WAV, it's an M4A, which I think is the same as iTunes. But that's what it saves it as. But even if it is an M4A, you can just convert it with Switch or whatever. I said, you never know if it's a good enough signal when you can use your magic on it. So he said he was going to have a play with it. So we'll see what he does. He might put all the effects on my voice and stuff. But that would be so cool if I introduced my own show next Wednesday, 11 o'clock. safehouseradio.co.uk. Yeah, Wednesday night, 11 p.m. And my Reiki attunement's the same night at 7. So that's perfect. It should just be a lovely, 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 lovely evening. And I might make a video. I might make a video just after my set at midnight. I don't know. So all in all, actually, it's been quite a good day. It has been quite a good day. What else was the other thing? I did think, actually, I can explain the difference between schizoid and paranoid in a couple of sentences. Someone commented on that schizoid personality disorder video I made 6 months ago. And it's weird because that's not what I'm diagnosed with. It was pre-diagnosis when I was going through the graph. But it is my most watched one. And he left a couple of long messages on it. So I left him a very long one. I wish him all the best. But it just got me to watch the video, and it was the whole thing about schizoidicalness, as I call it now. I called it schizotypicalness in that video. But paranoid is, I do know what the wrong thing is. And schizoid is, I have no idea what the right thing is. They're very different, actually. They're very different. But that's just a really nice way, because when you're schizoid, it could be anything. Or nothing at all. You can't even tell. And it's like my eyes are now. People's eyes seem to do that just when you're talking. And they look at you like, okay, yeah, all right. And they seem to start doing that to you. And you're like, the fuck are you talking to me like that for? And that's literally what you want to react like, because there's nothing that you can quite put your finger on. And that's when that voice, hello, you can't work it out again, can you, Michael? Oh dear. And that's how it feels. I do it in that voice because that's how it feels. There's almost music to schizoidicalness. There's almost music to it. That sort of shit. It feels like that. It's horrible. But anyway, that was just a nice, concise way. Just watching that prompting. It was prompted by that video. I was like, there. Paranoid is I do know what the wrong thing is. I.e., I'm going to get beaten up. I'm going to get mugged. I can't give that speech because this will happen or whatever. That sort of shit. I definitely know what the wrong thing is. Even though you know it's wrong, that's another thing with paranoia. Even when you know it's wrong, you still feel it is. You don't think it is, you feel it. Schizoid, you just feel that it's weird and you don't know because it could be really sinister or it could be nothing. And in actual fact, if it's nothing, that's even scarier because that means you're just really seeing things that aren't there. That's why schizoid worse, because when you get reassured from it, it makes it even worse. Because then you think, well, what the fuck then? I don't even know what is happening when it's not happening. And that's why it's more scary. More scarier. Well more scarier, innit? I think that's the end of this video, because we're up to now 11 minutes and something. I can't really see because my 11:22. Good one. Good number to look at. Right on it. Very good number, 11:22. Go and Google that and have that number in your life for tomorrow. Okay? It's a great number. And I will bid you a very good night. Have a fucking 11:22 of a day tomorrow. And I'm sure I will speak again to you very soon.